Hey, jerks. I'm gonna definitely talk about Kelsey, what happened at the hearing today. But before I do that, I just have to tell you about myself. I need to hold I've been on social media calling for accountability from people, and I probably went too hard. But I just got like the biggest wake up call last night, and it was like threefold. Like I never don't listen to the universe anymore. When I'm told something, especially it was me, I have to either speak on it, make amends, and I'm not going to hide it from you. Like I'm trying to be as honest as I can with my audience, with all you, and it's been really hard for me this last month, last week. And this isn't like a pity party. This is more about accountability for me. And I don't give a shit what other people are saying today. Maybe yesterday I did, and maybe that was part of my problem. So today I'm just starting the show. We're going to talk about Kelsey in a minute, but I'm doing some accountability for me today, and nobody else. I don't give a shit what people are saying. I've heard a lot of shit been said about me the last couple of days. I haven't even listened to it, except what some friends have, sent me little clips, a little knowledge about what's being said. The big thing I want to thank is the people who really care about me. There's been a lot of people who've reached out in the last day, sent me messages, voicemails. Um, And I want to apologize. I want to apologize, number one, to MJ. Um, I'm trying not to cry here. I don't you call me the soy boy today, and I don't cry a lot, but probably this last couple of years I've cried more than I ever have in my whole life because I've gotten so wrapped into this shit, and I've made a lot of good friends and a lot of good people, and sometimes shit doesn't go the way it's supposed to, and sometimes you get so dialed in, you get so today I'm opening the show. I have to apologize to number one MJ, my entire mod team. We've been so tight for the last couple of years. They've been there. MJ is my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. Um, we had some issues this week internally, just like you saw on X and Twitter, even within our mod team, our tight mod team, the family. And I lost my shit last night. And after I lost my shit, I realized M was like going through like a really tough day, like in the worst way. And it was threefold because I didn't even realize yesterday was October 6th. And my own girlfriend's pissed at me. I'm pissed at myself. Say it was October 6th. October 6th is the death of my friend that I talk about a lot here, Michael Malta. I didn't even realize it till 1 a.m. last night when I saw his daughter, her post on Facebook after I saw MJ's. I double cried last night. And it's also my mother in law. She died on October 6th. I didn't recognize it with my girlfriend. We had a tough day yesterday. And all this shit is it's kind of infected my life, you know? And so I think I need a little break. I think I need to focus on what's real, my friends, my real friends, people like MJ that I haven't been there for. She's been there for me. I haven't been there for her. And I felt that last night. I felt like I haven't been there for my family, you know? And so I'm just doing accountability and all that other bullshit I don't give a shit about. The only thing that bothers me is when they attack my friends and guests, great guests that have come on my show. That kind of bothers me, but whatever. Um, I'm gonna focus on me because I haven't been focusing on me. Like I haven't been doing the right things to the people that actually matter to me. So I'm sorry, MJ, and I'm sorry to my mod team, and I'm sorry how it went down last night. I am. I'm So I just wanted to make sure everyone knew. And I want to make it uncomfortable for her. If she doesn't want to stay on, if any of the mods don't want to stay on, it's totally understandable. I love them all. They've done such great shit for us. For me, And part of what's been going on this week, why it's affected me, is because you have to realize too, folks, with me on my show, there's kind of two. If you look at who I actually brought in to Free Karen Reed, everyone knows about Betterow, right? Everyone knows that I'm the guy who invited Betterow to come on a show and talk about Karen Reed first. And we did it for several months before all the other shows realized and started booking them. So for me, I'm always a little bit protective of Mark Betterow because I feel like I brought him into this craziness. And a lot of what JFK said the other night is true. This community, as much as I love you, we are filled with drama, including myself. We are filled with it. And so I always try to get a little protective of Mark. I have to be because I feel like I brought him into this. My friend JFK and his buddy James, same way. Those guys discovered Karen Reed, JFK watching my show. And then they did that song and they did the interview out in front of the Celtics game, and I promoted that. And then I had them on my show and I promoted their channel, and I like those guys. I've known JFK for a long time. I've known Show Off Records for decades. Those guys are some of my favorite artists. Terminology. One of the best days ever is when I had Term booked on the Freedom Rally, like I always did, because I always book Terminology. He's one of my favorite rappers of all time. And he's on Show Off Records. And I also got so lucky that day that Styles P, we booked Styles P, and Styles P showed up. And his management, the people who were actually trying to woo Styles P at that point, were actually shit talking Terminology before the show. But after the show, I'm pretty sure that's where Styles P and Term started hooking up because they started doing songs together and collaborations. And so those are my boys. Like, that's why I wanted to correct the record about who JFK is, because he doesn't talk about it, but he's got his own business. This whole thing, people call him a grifter. This is just like a side thing for him. This is fun. This is like, I know he collects money, but most of the money that us YouTubers get is from ads, and he doesn't get any ad money because he plays all the music. I would love to play some Terminology on here, and other, hip hop artists, but number one, you lose the ad money, but the biggest thing you have to worry about is you get whacked on the channel. And those guys just don't even give a shit, which is kind of refreshing. I like them. I know some people aren't going to stand with everything that happened on their show this week, obviously. I'm not going to, some of the things definitely I didn't love. I didn't love everything on that show, but I think that they were trying to do the right thing. And I just hope people give everyone a chance just to breathe a little bit. Even the people talking shit about me. We're all under a lot of stress. We're all under a lot of stress right now. And it's pretty obvious why. And Karen, too. I support Karen Reed. If that's controversial, so be it. And also, besides supporting Karen Reed, I hope you just give her a chance. She'll tell her story fully when she feels it's safe to do so. And I know people don't like how it all went down the last week. I get it. I get it. It wasn't perfect. It was messy. It was sloppy. It caused drama. And I'm not anti-Aiden. For people that don't know, I talked to Aiden on the phone the other day. He texted me. We talked. I don't want to see Aiden get in trouble. It doesn't mean I support and agree with everything he's doing. So I haven't read any of your chats today. I'm sorry. All right, let's talk about Kelsey Fitzsimmons, and maybe I'll read the chat in a minute. Today, I went down to Kelsey Fitzsimmons' hearing. Now, last night we found out, a lot of us found out, last minute. And again, this is how fucked up I've been. I found out last night and I didn't share it with anyone. I should have shared it. Like, that's what's killing me too, thinking about it. Like, how much time's been wasted on this drama over the actual work that I like to do, that I'm supposed to do. Never mind the personal relationships that have been overlooked and not supported. So I did, basically last night we found out that it was actually a virtual hearing. And we still didn't know if they were going to allow us into the courtroom. And we found out that the lawyers and Kelsey weren't going to be there. The family wasn't going to be there. But a lot of supporters showed up anyways. And I think there would have been even more if we knew, if we had, because I think the word got out. A lot of people found out it was going to be virtual. So a lot of people stayed home to watch it. There were a lot of people trying to stream it. I went in. We were allowed into the courtroom. The hearing started very late. They had several other cases first. And throughout the hearing, you could tell that they were trying to get on the Zoom call with Bradel. And over again, you could hear that the meeting was full, that they couldn't get into their own friggin' damn Zoom meeting that they had set up, the court, which I thought was ridiculous and embarrassing for the court. So then after several times of all these, cases get called up, all these lawyers, and this judge, it's a different judge. It's not the other lady. It's this other judge. And I've seen him before, and I'm going to tell you where I saw him before. But this judge seems pretty nice. He's got all these other cases and all these other lawyers handling it. Never a voice raised, nothing. It was just like, oh, okay, just business as usual, just moving along. And I've seen this judge before. The reason I've seen this judge is because this is the courtroom that I recently got called into for jury duty. And I sat in front of that judge. And he asked me some questions. And he excused me for jury duty because of, you know what, Karen Reed. And so it was interesting when I walked in there today. Because number one, people in the courthouse knew who I was, which is kind of weird. The first time I went, people didn't really know who I was. Today, I felt it. There were even people telling me where to go, like, oh, Mike's here. Like, people that actually work at the courthouse are following us. So this judge that I sat before on jury duty, potential jury duty, I believe it's the same one. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty damn sure it's the same guy. He's the guy today. And so they're calling, they're trying to get into their own Zoom all day, basically all morning. We're sitting there, all of us, pretty large crowd. They got half the courtroom, half the court seats are blocked off. More media this time than last time. The same Channel 7 camera guy was there. Two of the same print journalists. Charlie from Mass Live is one of them. He was there. But there were some other journalists too. So there was more media there today. And the courtroom was basically filled. The half of the courtroom that they had open for seating, it was filled. There were a lot of people there. And the family wasn't there. The lawyers weren't there. But the people were there. And the judge knew it. So finally, they're able to get into their own Zoom meeting. And they call the Kelsey Fitzsimmons case. And the judge is like, Mr. Bradel, are you here? Now, keep in mind, Bradel's probably been sitting there. I can't believe it. He's probably been sitting there for 90 plus minutes on the Zoom line, waiting, wondering if they're actually going to let him up on the Zoom line as they call these other cases. And he says, yes, Judge, I'm here. And then you hear some background noise because there's a bunch of other people on Zoom, apparently, who are probably not Tim Bradel, who are speaking or not speaking, who have their, microphones on. And you hear like boom, boom, boom. And the judge is getting mad. And the judge is like, Tim Bradel, Attorney Bradel, why aren't you here? Why aren't you here in person? And Bradel's like, what do you mean? Why aren't you here in person? And Bradel's like, well, we were told it was a Zoom hearing. And apparently some of the folks in the courtroom that I was sitting with, and I should play the video, maybe we'll just all go check it out. But the audio from the last hearing, apparently, it was announced that they were doing it by Zoom. It was the court who decided to do it by Zoom. The court who wasn't prepared, who wasn't able to mute people. I mean, this is Mickey Mouse shit. The court set this up. The court set it up, and the judge is mad at Bradel. He's saying, dude, you need to come up here today. And then he said, look, I can't carry a meeting like this if this noise is in the background. And all of a sudden you hear the microphones have been muted. So whoever's running the Zoom for the court mutes all their microphones. Now Bradel can't speak. And the judge is saying, Tim Bradel, I want you up here today. You're going to have to come up here today. Where are you at? And Tim Bradel can't speak. So we're all sitting. I got up at that point because that's when the judge basically ended the meeting and said, you need to come up here before we do this, and ended the hearing. I stood up and I was almost going to say something. I swear to God, I was the first one out of the courtroom because I was having trouble controlling myself. That's what happened today. And apparently after the fact, Bradel somehow got back up on the Zoom with them, apparently after we left, and somehow worked it out. They're going to have another hearing or something. But you got to think, too, Kelsey is also in Chicopee. So how the hell is Bradel going to have a hearing in person with her in Chicopee? I'm sure she was probably on the Zoom today, too. But did they expect her to be in, like, on short notice? Like, this judge, it's like, you guys did this. The Salem Superior Court set up a Zoom meeting, didn't know how to run it, didn't know how to mute people's microphones without muting the attorneys, didn't know how to make sure that there was room for the attorneys to be there, that the court themselves could get on the Zoom call. They couldn't even, I mean, this is amateur hour up there. This is 2025. Like, what is going on at Salem Superior Court? What are they doing? And then also the judge said, there's a lot of people here. A lot of people in the Zoom call, a lot of people here, and they wanted to see, like, he was basically almost like trying to divide us from Bradel and Kelsey, which, dude, everyone in the courtroom was pissed at you, Your Honor. Everyone was pissed at Salem Superior Court. We're not pissed at Tim Bradel. We're not pissed at Kelsey Fitzsimmons. We're pissed at you. You wasted our freaking time. You're an amateur hour, and you blamed it on the people who just did what the court told them to do again. And it's really setting a narrative that's not good for you and your other judges up there, because now people think there's something up. Everyone who left that courtroom today was like, what the hell is going on? Why are they doing this? Do they hate Bradel? Do they hate Kelsey? Is there a cover-up? What's going on with these judges? So that's what happened today, in a nutshell. It's good to see Suzanne there today. I saw Susie. She does the spreadsheet queen. She keeps all of us YouTubers and creators. She keeps us updated with court hearings and Zoom hearings and times and dates and all that stuff. It's good to finally meet her, Suzanne, today. Fancy Fact Finder says, give yourself some grace. You're a human with imperfections and working hard to be better. Yeah, I give myself grace, but I also listen to the universe. And the universe last night at 1 a.m. was telling me, Mike, get off this shit. Focus on the people that actually give a shit about you, like MJ, like my girlfriend, like Michael Malta. You know what I mean? What are you doing? Spent all the whole weekend on Twitter. I blocked people who probably I shouldn't have blocked, who I like. So I'm giving myself grace by being honest. I know what what I need to work on. There's a lot of other shit being said about me from those other people that's not real. This is the real. That's all I can do. And I want to make sure that people knew to make sure that people know MJ didn't do anything wrong. If she's not here anymore, and I want to make sure that she knows that I know. Hoping for answers says you can't go back, only forward. That's all you can do. And not even the forward part. I like forward thinking long term. I like the long game is right. But I also like, I think the most important thing is right now. Past is not really helpful unless you're learning from your mistakes, I guess, but you can't dwell on it. And the future is great to plan for and to hope for, but we really don't know what's the future's gonna. We never know. What we can work on, what we can do is the present, and that's what all I'm trying to do. And that's what I got the slap in the face last night from the dude upstairs. October 6th, you didn't even know. You didn't even recognize Michael yesterday. MJ was going all through that shit. I unloaded on her. Had no idea. I didn't even know it was my girlfriend's, the death of her mom. Like it was like a three things all at once last night. That's what happens with us YouTubers. We just get so caught up in this shit sometimes. For me, it's hard. I don't know how to disengage. And I need to find that. I need to find that. Especially right now. Thank you for the super chat. Hoping for answers. Um, Hose happened at 2:27 a.m. Sent $10. Said, Mikey, I'm behind you with the case. Can you share why you are suspicious that the cop is lying about why he shot Kelsey? Oh man. Well, that's the thing. A lot of people come at me for this one. And the whole thing I'm saying on Kelsey is wait and see. I don't know everything on Kelsey. I don't. I haven't dug into every single detail, but it looks suspicious. And to me, there's a lot of smoke around this thing. So I want to see. And I think that's what we're all waiting for is we want to see what happens in court and we want to see what the true story is. And it is obviously very suspicious that they try to charge her with a higher crime and the jury didn't indict her, right? And that was based on that police officer's testimony. They wouldn't indict her for the attempted murder, right? So I'm waiting to see on this, and I think she needs support either way. This is a mom. This is somebody that was having a crisis. Even if she did do it, I still think she deserves a level of mental health support. And the baby does too. And her family does. Like some of the stuff with her family, I've talked to her family a lot. The dad, me and the dad, I love him, Steve. And the stepdad, he contacts me too. They have a good family. She has a good family. And they're not allowed to see the baby. So there's a lot of weird shit to this that just, I'm going to support Kelsey right now, and we're going to see where it goes. And I'm not going to make the case why I think that cop is lying. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I'm suspicious. I'm saying I want to see. I want to watch this. And putting eyeballs on it is a good thing. It's good thing to get the truth. That's what I'm all about. Let's find out the truth on this, whether it's good or bad for Kelsey. And I think by supporting her, that's how it's going to happen. If there's any type of bullshit or cover up, it's going to be exposed by all of you. So thank you so much for the super chat. Loopy last sent 499. 499 says it's okay not to be okay for a few days. You're such a good guy. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be. Man, that's the thing. Last night I was like, I'm just not gonna do any more shows anymore for a while. And then today I'm like, I have to do a show. So we'll see. I'm just gonna give myself a break on it, and I'm gonna try to focus more on my people. You know what I mean? Yeah, they aren't allowing the family to see the baby, John. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a different Dixie. I'm sorry. That's a real Dixie, not a. My friend goes by Dixie. I'm not gonna say his last name. It's kind of a joke, but I thought you were him. You're somebody else. Thank you. There's multiple Dixies out there, but Dixie says, wait, they aren't allowing her family to see the baby either. No, they're not allowing her. The parents, the grandparents on Kelsey's side to see the baby. I mean, isn't that wild? There's a lot to worth covering on this one with Kelsey. And even if you think Kelsey's at fault on this, like the police department has a lot of fault too. And I think that we're going to find out that I think there's a lot that's going to come out. Number one, I'll tell you one thing. There were cameras in her house, or at least around her house. Her father's a security expert. He does cameras for a living. So I'm pretty sure that place was loaded with cameras. And it's going to be interesting to match the testimony from these police officers and some of these other people who were there, compare it to what actually the cameras show. And we haven't seen that. And I'm not saying there's a camera of the actual, incident, but I'm talking about, outside the house, all the other people, where were they when they, so it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of, I think, receipts coming out. And does it match actually what the police were saying? So we'll see where this goes. Um, One of the people I heard from today was Nurse Kim actually this morning. She hit me up and thank you, Nurse Kim, for reaching out. Uh, she may be doing a show today, and I may be joining her to talk about this stuff with Kelsey. So that may be my next show. It may be my last show for a while too. I don't know. I have nothing planned. I'm kind of pushing things back. I wanted to get some more guests up here, but I just don't want to do it to myself right now. I don't. I don't want to book anything. I just want to kind of chill and try to disengage from the bullshit. You know? Thank you, Sarah. I want to thank Sarah. I think M is here. Did I see M? Oh my God, M is here. Hi, M. I love you, M. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm not a pain in the ass and bringing too much fucking drama to your life, though. That's what I worry about now. You know, Sarah. I felt like I did dump a lot on my mods this week, and I am sorry. Oh my God, you don't have to be sorry, Em. When I saw that baby in the vet, oh my God. It's funny because I told the other guy he needs a vacation. I think I need a vacation. You know, sometimes a lot of what they're saying about me is really about them, and sometimes what I'm saying about them is really about me, right? And that's a perfect example. I told the dude to take a vacation. I think I need a vacation. I love my crew. I love you guys. I do. I do. I love the core crew here. Well, thank you so much. Um, what the duck? And I think that's the other thing too, is so many of us in this movement and the moderators too for all these YouTube chats, you feel it just as much as we do, you know? And it gets hard. The hardest thing about this shit is the mental and the heart, like if you feel like you're doing the right thing and it's hard. This shit is not as easy as people think. People talk about grifting. It's funny too, because people talk like about the drama streams and the grifting from all these different creators. I'm not singling anybody out, whether it's me, the other dude that, just went after me, or the dudes I stuck up for, JFK. The thing is, this stuff actually isn't helpful for YouTubers. Because when you discuss it either way, no matter which side you're on, even or if you're in the middle, if you try to, a lot of YouTubers, a lot of the ones who were more above the fray, tried not to address it. They tried to play the middle. They tried to say, I'm staying out of the drama. And that didn't work either. Anyone who went live this week, they lost subs. Everybody lost subs this week. So when people say it's about the grifting, it's not about the grifting. Will didn't do that show the other night to grift. Will's Will's got some issues, and just like me, I'm not shitting on Will, saying this shit is affecting us. It's affecting us all. It's affecting our mental health. And I think a lot of us need to just me first. And I'm doing it first. I'm admitting it. I am admitting it that I went too far this week. That the shit affected me. Thank you, Paul. So I'm taking my own advice that I gave Will. I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's gonna be a day, a week, a month, but the big thing is I'm gonna try to get off the Twitter and the social media more too. And if I'm on social media, it's gonna be checking in on my friends, not checking in on what I'm booking next or who we're fucking talking about. I don't know if it needs to be long, but I definitely need a break. And it might just be a week. It might even be just a couple days. And basically, what I'm going to do is just listen to the universe. I'm a big fan of that. If you listen, if you watch, you get signs. And last night, I got hit hard. I got hit hard. And I had been hit all week. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to deal with it. And I was spiraling. Last night, I was spiraling. And I woke up this morning and I was like, I need to make this right. So I'm gonna take a break for as long as I friggin' need. You know what I mean? Whether it's a day, 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, a month, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna be that long. And I just think for me too, I just need to make sure that I'm not on 24/7 mode. And it's not even about the shows so much. The shows aren't that bad, even though there is a time thing on it. It's all that other shit, the social media shit. That's really what I need to take a break back on. You know, maybe I don't really need to cut back on the shows that much. It's more just saying, hey, you know what? Do the show. Fuck the social media. I don't care. I wish it's funny too, because I was looking at Twitter like the last couple of days. What I really wanted to do is just shut it down for 2 weeks. They don't give you that. I guess you like apparently you can. I looked into this. Like you can actually deactivate it. But now it says on the screen, if you deactivate, they take your account right away. Google says they give you 30 days if you come back, but that's too risky. I don't want to totally give up my account. But it sucks that these social media companies don't give people in crisis an opportunity, especially Twitter, to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to pause my account for 2 weeks. Just don't let me post for the next 2 weeks. Hit a button. I think we need legislation on it. I do, because I don't want to risk losing the account, but I want to take a break. And it's hard not to take a break because you're just one comment away. You just one more comment, right? One more off your notifications. I know, but that's not that easy. I'll still be checking it. I'll still be scrolling. I'll still see shit. You know, it really is the devil. It's like, and it's almost like an addiction now. I say to say, like, I was never this way before until this Karen Reed shit. So into it. Thank you so much. Holly Max says, stay strong, Mike, and take a break from a fan in Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia. The other thing, too, about today going, it was a blessing and a curse a little bit going to that hearing today. I kind of woke up late and I was like, am I really going to go? Because it's been canceled. Should I just sit on the Zoom? I got the Zoom number. And I was like, you know what? I need to go. I can't let people show up and me not be there and people think I let them down when I told everyone I was going. So when I showed up today, there was a lot of chatter about what's been going on. And even while we were in the courtroom, for Christ's sakes, why we're waiting for these cases to go, people are hitting me on the back, shoulder, and showing me on the phone. They're like, Machado's attacking you right now. I mean, so that there was an element of that today at the courthouse. But what I'm so thankful for going there today is everyone really embraced me. And I really appreciate that. And it reminds me of why I'm here, what I'm really supposed to do. Not the Twitter bullshit, showing up for Kelsey and for the folks who were there and they wanted to take a picture with me. And so thank you. Thank you so much for all the ones who showed up today and the ones that gave me hugs and pep talks and voicemails. You know who you are. Text messages. I that's what I need. And I need to be better friends to you too, you know? It's a two-way street. That's what I was friendly with everyone, but this week I wasn't. I blocked a lot of people. Some people deserved it. A lot of people deserved it. You know, it's funny too, because the thing that pissed me off too is like one person that really deserved it has been doing shit for a while. Let's just put it that way. And they're trying to drag me into their bullshit with a feud with a place that I do some work at because they already had a feud with them. It's just, and it's drama, 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 drama. And, you know, it's not worth getting into. It's just not, you know? I'm sorry to everyone. You know, I think that the problem with that too is when I was posting about it, people were trying to defend it, you know, and I felt like you don't really know the situation. And I'm tired of people telling me what reality is when I know fucking reality. And it's kind of like if you're here to doubt me on my timeline, that's how I felt. Like I don't want to hear from you right now, especially about this, which is very personal, you know. And I did talk about taking money out of my pocket and all that shit, but you guys, it's even more than that. This is a personal situation. A lot of this stuff that's going on, you know. And this is yeah. She didn't like my politics. Well, she was fine. She was fine coming on my show, right? So the right wing MAGA comes on my show. She knows we're not going to talk about politics. She was fine coming on the pot smoking liberals show over and over again, right? That didn't hurt her brand. How did that did? I mean, we'll talk about self reflection. She came here to get a lot of followers, and she got out of all the YouTube shows. Ask her who she got the most followers from. You know, per show. I'm not. You know, she went on Brian's show and got more followers because she did so many shows with him. Okay, but I'm talking about per show. Anytime she came on my show, I know she got a bump, and it just the whole thing. It's even like the last time she came on my show, she started doing the MAGA shit, and it pissed off people. It was just jarring too. Like, and it's like she didn't give a shit about my brand that night, did she? You know, so and is Bunny After Dark good for the conservative branding? Is grabbing dick pictures from other people like she's basically did a honeypot on a dude apparently. If you read her court documents about how she got deposed and all that shit, she talked about it. I couldn't believe people didn't go nuts when she talked about that whole lawsuit thing, what she did, and how she pretended it wasn't that big of a deal. He sat there on a text chain with another dude trying to basically blow up a dude's life and try to get him to send a dick pic over a political vendetta. She was going along with it, but she said, "Oh, I didn't actually get the dick pic. I was just humoring the guy. I was never in." Really? If that was me, let's just say now, if I caught another lawsuit, I'm already getting sued. If I caught another lawsuit, Kathy Carr said, "Dude, that lawsuit is putting us in a bad place." Howie came to me. We can't have you on the show anymore. If they say that right now because of the MAGA crying about me, I'm not going to get mad at Howie and Kathy Carr. They've been nothing but nice and generous and supportive, and they've seen the best in me, and they're the nicest people. That's the other thing I got frustrated with when people are bashing the fuck out of them. They are the nicest friggin' people. Their crew, I like them. They're all very nice. And if they decide that I'm too much for them, I will never get mad at them. Never. I really won't be that upset about it because it's a commute for me. And it's a hard Friday for me when I go in there. I got to get in there early. It's the worst traffic you can imagine up and back. I got a dog business. I got my show. And then booking that thing, that's a lot of guests to book in 2 hours. And so people coming at my programming of the show, I'm proud of the guests that we had on there on every single Grace Curley show. That's what I actually excel at. It's funny when they're going after me for my guest. Like, guys, if you got a couple people did say, a couple critics out there were like, Mike's awkward. I was like, oh, that's when I cringed because I have kind of been awkward on that show. I get nervous. It's hard. It's hard for me to do. It would be much easier for me to sit right here than to ever do Grace Curley again. I got to be honest. I don't really care if I lose it. And that's why it was more personal. And there is a money aspect to it for me because I'm being sued right now, obviously. And it does give me a little bit of clout and all that shit, credibility, but I don't need that. The people who know me know me. I've been here for so many, you know who I am. But it's more personal. And the big thing I like doing on that show is bringing those guests. That's what I'm really good at. Is I know how to pick the guests. I know how to get the guests. They love me. There's a reason I get the guests I do. And there's a reason why Howie Carr likes me. Being a so what moderate, whatever I am. And that's the funniest thing. They're calling me a far left liberal. I might have been at one point, but I was also a far libertarian at one point too. I also worked for a Republican campaign. The only campaign I've ever actually formally worked for was Republican John Cunningham running against Ed Markey. And then I had Ed Markey in my show. So what am I? I'm a guy who plays every side in politics. What I try to do is use the left and the right to get shit done that makes sense. And usually it's about corruption. So I'm in the middle. It's funny how they call me left-wing liberal and all that. It'd be one thing if I was on the Grace Curley show talking about left-wing politics all day. If I was doing Jon Stewart on Grace Curley, I could see that be like jarring. But that's not what we do. There's none of that. I'm not sitting there defending, I don't even know who, I don't focus on national politics. I'm trying to figure out Gavin Newsom, I guess, is the guy that, I don't know, who's the number one Democrat right now? Are there any? But I'm not doing that. I'm doing a local show covering local issues with great guests. So one of the reasons I will like to continue on the Grace Curley show is because I like to get those guest voices out and get their stories out. Like next show, I'm hoping to have Giga on. Some of the critics complained that I didn't ask JFK about Giga. And they blamed it on JFK, and it wasn't his fault. It was my call. And that's the other thing I like about Kathy and Howie Carr. And that's what's so funny about some of the critics, because they don't understand how this thing works. And they don't know any of the details. The number one detail is Kathy and Howie Carr give me control over that show when I do it. I book the guests. I ask the questions. I pick the topics. The only topic and the only segment that I don't control is the last segment with Taylor, the producer, which is a long-running segment on the Grace Curley show, which is the Woke or Joke. I don't control anything on that segment. But the rest of the show, when I'm on there hosting, co-host, fill-in hosting, I pick the guests and I pick the topics. And I go with the most important topic of the day for the guest. So if someone like JFK's on there, the reason I booked him weeks before is because I wanted to talk about Higgins. I wanted to play that video. And then we had a little extra time. I was like, we need to talk about the news of the day. This is the big news. This is what everyone's talking about. Karen was in your chat last night. And I haven't even listened back, but as I recall, I don't think he was really that awful. Like, people are really upset about it, and they're like, he was bashing T. I don't think he was bashing T. I don't know. Maybe I missed that part. He did throw in that comment about the Jordans, which I got to say I didn't love it. I wish he didn't do it, but, a guest is going to do what a guest does, and it's live radio. Sometimes we say shit live that we're not even expecting to say. It just comes out of our mouth. So it is what it is. I get why people are a little mad about it, but I'm just giving you the specifics about how it rolls over there. Randy JFK had no say on whether he was going to bring up Giga that day on the show. That was me. And because of the the clowns calling it out about Giga, I'm like, great, let's bring in Giga's, let's bring in the Giga family. Let's bring in Gigalotti. Let's bring in Francis Gigalotti. I already told Becca we're gonna do it. As long as there's another episode of the Grace Curley, if I decide to do it, which I think I am, I've committed to it. But if I don't get canceled by Jess and her crew, we'll have Giger on. And if it doesn't happen, I guess that's the one thing you can blame on the Galera and Jess. If it doesn't happen, you can blame it on them then. And that's what I'll leave it at. But beyond that, I'm done. I think I said most of my piece. I think it was unfortunate. I didn't watch her. I haven't watched the other guy. I'm just going on what people are telling me. But to attack some of the guests, even beyond JFK, to go after the attorney that was on, who's phenomenal, who ran for DA. She's got a great practice. She's a great person. Everything that was said about her, I'm pretty sure it wasn't all truthful. Let's put it that way. And you can make your own opinions on what I'm talking about, but she went after attorney Shannon McMahon, which is just, I didn't hear it. I don't know what was said. But I just think that's wild. I know that Shannon had some issues in the past. There was an arrest, domestic situation. But what has that got to do with anything she was talking about in the show? She's a former prosecutor. I mean, this is what that kills me. You have a former prosecutor from Bristol County who ran for Bristol County DA talking about other prosecutors who have covered up evidence in a murder trial. And you're telling me that's a bad guess for me because she had a criminal record. I mean, that doesn't seem too smart either to go up against an attorney like that. I'd be careful. I don't want to see anyone else get sued. I'm not saying Shannon McMahon's going to sue. I have no indication of that. But geez, I'd be very careful. Be very careful about that. I thought it was a great guest, a great topic, and I know a lot of people in Bristol County appreciate it. I heard from a lot of them actually. I love Shannon McMahon. And Shannon McMahon, how I found out about it? She's sending me messages apologizing to me this morning. And I felt so bad. I'm like, you don't need to apologize to me. I'm apologizing to you. I'm sorry you get dragged into this bullshit. So I said my piece. I'm glad M's here. That's all that matters to me right now. Is that M's here, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna focus on my relationship with the most important person that's not happy with me right now. To be frankly, I'm always honest with you, but I don't always share everything. I'm sharing pretty much everything, folks. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you, Masha. You love. Thank you. Thank you, What the Duck. More memberships. I really appreciate that. Oh, Holly, thank you. Holly Allen says that you're my anti-corruption hero, Mike. Thank you. This makes me feel good. Aoki Angel says, Mike, always remember God's plan is always bigger than the person he's using. Stay grounded. Oh my God. That's what I'm saying. When you get a message, the way I believe the world is God. I do. I believe everything here is part of God. It's all one. And when that one gives you that message 3 times in one night, that's him. That's him, her, whatever you believe, that higher power. I believe in it. It's worked for me. It's gotten me through so much struggle, man. I mean, and everything's been going so good in my shit like the last 10 years. Honestly, I had a dark 10 years for a while. And then I had like the best 10 years. And so when shit happens and I get signs, I listen. And one of the voices I always hear is that Michael Malta, the shit he told me. And his daughter posted his video yesterday of her And there's one segment where the whole family, and it's me and Michael actually, we're competing in skee ball at Salisbury Beach, and he kicked my ass. And she's got a bit of that video in there, and I just kept thinking, man, I miss you. I need you. I need you. And I just thinking, I'm like, he's there. Me missing his fucking his death. Like it's just he's laughing his ass off because he always would say, "Don't miss my birthday," because he would sell it. He would take me out to eat on my birthday. Like, I'm sorry, Michael, but uh, thank you, Michael Malta. Again, you always set me on the right path, man. And you were always about the people. And you got in a lot of drama too, Michael Malta. I'm talking to my friend who's passed away, but people loved you. And that's what mattered the most. That's why you were so effective, dude. And that's what you taught me. Be nice to everybody. Treat everyone like an individual. And I didn't do that this week. And I want to thank you, Michael Malta. I want to thank MJ. And I want to thank my girlfriend for grounding me this week because I needed to be grounded. All right, I'm gonna head out because I'm crying too much, and this they're gonna be clipping this, calling me the soy boy. I don't even give a shit. I am the soy boy today. I really am. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Rest in peace. Oh my God, you are. Sarah says you are a stand-up jellyfish. Rest in peace, Michael Malta. He was. He was like at the end of his life too. He was on fire because he was standing up to some bullshit. He came out like that's the hard thing about this shit too. Like knowing when to say something and when to shut the hell up. And Natalie, thank you so much. Super sticker today. I want to thank my guests who've been on the show. Corey Hopkins. She was phenomenal the other night. I don't know if people watched that, but oh, Loophole Lawyer. Did you see that Loophole Lawyer? Friggin' clipped Corey Hopkins, repackaged it as the old jocks, and then threw my fucking wrestling talk in there. I don't know. Is Loophole Lawyer a wrestler? I'm just wondering because he looks like he's got the hat. Like he's like, I love that guy. I freaking and he posted my brother. That was my brother's. That was my brother defeating the Cape Ann League champion Zaneski in the Lawrence Eagle Tribune picture that was in the newspaper back in the day, 1990. Loophole Lawyer posted that up in the video. That made my day too. I gotta say, to see my brother, my brother's getting some major like. It was all me talking about me, but my brother's picture was there. That was awesome. So I want to thank the Loophole Lawyer too. I want to thank my boy Mazza Media too for reaching out. I love him. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely bring Corey back. Thank you, Sherry D. Yeah, he is hilarious. He posted. I was over Al Bundy. He had me talking about Timberlane tournament, Cape Ann League finals, like, oh my god, that was fun. I just the old jocks. That's what I am. Everyone's calling me old today. I'm glad I made it to be old. When I started the Young Jerks, we were kind of long. It's funny because one of the things why we picked the Young Jerks, I used to tell people, like, we're not old like Howie Carr. I used to say that. I used to say that. We're not old like Howie. Now I'm old. And Howie's even older. But even back then, when I started this show, which was over 10 years ago, there was another show before it I used to do called The Two Hotheads. But this Young Jerk show has been going over 10 years. Started out streaming, then I went to, live video, all that. But we had different channels and all that. But um, I used to say that. I used to say, like, that's why we're the Young Jerks, because we're not like old talk radio. We're not like old guys. But now I'm kind of old. I'm getting the grays. I might have to change it. It might have to be the old jerks or the old jocks. That was funny. I've been called old a lot today. I'm glad. I mean, I never expect to get old, folks. I'm knocking over mics. I thought I was gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, there's that thing, the good die young, like I'm lucky. There was a few times. Lucky I made it through, if you know what I mean. Risky teen behavior. I'm not even gonna say some of the crazy shit I did. The wise old jerks. I like that. That Nanya. Yeah, I like that one. The wise old jerks. I like it. Well, I want to get to the really old jerks. If that's the thing. If we're thinking long game, that's the goal. Let's get to the real old jerk. So it's so freaking old that people are like, Mike is totally even his blonde hair is all gray. No one in my family mostly goes gray in the hair. Like, so when you see my hair, I don't do any dye. I don't do any of that shit. I don't. I mean, I have a hard time even fucking trimming this shit, right? So I don't do any of that shit. So everyone in my family, though, we don't get the gray except right here, So, but I want to get there. I want to get sold that with the old jerks that my hair is gray. The very old jerks. Well, that's the thing too. The movement is over. People enough talk about the movement. I think JFK brought a good point about it. It's not really a movement so much anymore, but there are movements here. And people that showed up for Kelsey today are part of a movement. So it depends on what we're talking about. And I think this show is kind of a movement show. And the reason it's a movement is because of you in the chat and who you are and what you care about. So I'm not going to push back on your statement that there is no movement. The movement is dead. But I'm also, I'm in the middle on it. There's a movement if you decide there's a movement. That's really what it is. And if you decide there's a movement, you get involved. You do it. And I think today who showed up, that's a movement. Today people were there. The judge noticed that's a movement today for Kelsey. And I think, that's it. That's why we're here. We're moving against corruption. That's what the show does. Classic old jerks. I keep saying I'm going to go, but the comments, you're reeling me in, guys. I really actually needed this. Thank you. I want to thank you, Loopy Lass. And I want to thank you, Madeline Wags, as well. We love you, Mike. You are such a good human. You have no idea how much you've helped educate me. And so many know you are loved and supported. Thank you. Thank you so much, Madeline. Oh my God, LTL. LTL in the chat. Money Mike. I'm glad to see you back, man. He's another guy I think people need to give a break on. He took a lot of shit. Took a lot of shit. And I have to say, as someone who's taken a lot of shit, both now and in the past, a lot of times there's two different ways you can go at it. And a lot of times the best way is just ignore it and go forward and not address it, even if a lot of the bullshit isn't true about you. And at the same time, take accountability of what is true about you and what's not. And I think Brian has done that. And I know some people are doubting him, but I felt it. I felt it with Brian the other day when I talked to him. He felt different. And it was a full accountability. And a lot of shit that was said about Brian wasn't really true or on the mark or didn't tell the full story. And I don't think Brian actually needs to defend himself on it. I think he's just realized that it's just not worth it. And I just hope you guys and ladies, because there's a lot of ladies in the chat, give him a chance. And you don't have to trust me. You don't have to trust him. Watch him. Hold him up. Because I think that's what he wants now. I think he wants to be accountable. He wants to be somebody that can be honest and truthful and be the person that he's always wanted to be. And I'm going to support him. And I hope you do too. Good to see you, Brian. We all don't have to like everybody. We all don't have to have the same people we don't like and all that shit. So you do what you want to do. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, this is big for me. Mary says, treat everyone as an individual. Best advice to leave us with for now. Thank you, Mike. I try to do that, but you don't always do that. I mean, come on. It's weird because this is something that I do try to keep in my mind. But at the same time, like Red Auerbach. Red Auerbach was one of the best coaches ever. And he said at one point, they said, do you treat all your players the same? And he said, no. Larry Bird likes, to get yelled at. And this other guy likes to be called. I don't know if Larry Bird liked to get yelled at, but he basically said, some players want a hard coach. Some players want someone to challenge them. Other players want somebody to give to embrace them, encourage them. So it depends on the individual. So I'm kind of pragmatic on some of this stuff, honestly, but I try to keep it in my mind. Like in the end, we're all humans, you know. But I also recognize that I don't treat every person in my chat like they're Mark Betterow, because I do have a personal relationship with Mark, and because of what Mark's done for us, and because of who Mark is, obviously, he does get treated with a level of respect maybe some other people don't get. So it's not always 100%, but I try really to focus on that people are humans. We're all just humans, all of us, no matter if you're Mark Betterow or you're just somebody in the chat. We are humans, and we're not perfect. We all make mistakes. I've seen Mark make mistakes. I'm not going to talk about them. One of them, he hit me up. He's like, I use his word. I love the word he used. He said, that was kind of clunky. I use that word sometimes. I like that. It's like, that's a good, like, self admitting, yeah, that wasn't good. I did something wrong. Let's fix this. That's what I like about Betterow. He's a human. He's not afraid to make mistakes either. I mean, he's just, if he does one, and it was just a minor thing, like it wasn't, you know, he's a good guy. I like Mark Betterow a lot. I really do. As a person, as a lawyer, obviously, he's amazing. Treat everyone as a human, I guess, right? And if you're mad at me right now, if I blocked you or unfollowed you, and you really do care about me, let me know. I said no amnesty, but I'll give you amnesty if you actually do care about me. And that's what I want. I want people who care about me, not these little trolls. If you're a little troll out there and you're just there to pick apart shit, just go. I got enough of them. I got enough. I got more. And it's not that I don't want criticism. I'm always going to get criticism, folks. It's just that I don't want like too much of it. Like the volume. That's what it is. I don't need to see the same thing 1,000 times. So if you're one of those 1,000 people that's always complaining, I only need like 10 of you. You know what I mean? And some of you, that's all you do is complain. I want the ones who are showing up. I want the ones who are staying positive. I want the ones who back this movement right here, what we're doing. Be people with kindness and respect. I haven't been that great this week. Also, Brian keeps it real, regardless of what people think. He has grown a lot in the past 2 years. Okie Angel, thank you so much. Anna, I want to thank you as well. Tomorrow is my dog's birthday. It's folks get you. Just think of 115 Black Lab in a party hat. Stay above any drama. You're worth more than that. Thank you so much. Oh, there's quite a few you're sticking with me today. Thank you so much. All right. I want to thank everybody here. And again, I want to thank our mods, especially. I want to thank MJ, number one. I want to thank Sarah and Shock and Horror. Thank you, Sarah. I want to thank Jen O, the amazing Jen O. I missed her last time. I also want to thank Stephanie. I screwed up one show. Oh man, that's the thing. Some of the shit gets your head so fucked up. You screw up like weird things on the show. I said Stephanie's name, and then I started thinking of another Stephanie, and I got confused. I don't know. Sometimes my mind, I don't know. So I want to thank Stephanie big time. I want to thank Jen O. I want to thank MJ, Sarah Schockenhauer. I want to thank Scott McGinnis, who was there today. I saw Scott McGinnis. Thank you, Scott. You're the man. You are the man. And I also want to thank our newest moderator, Sherry D. She came in and she's probably like, what the hell? She's been with us for like a week and all of a sudden this shit goes down. I'm sorry. I want to thank all of our mod team. I'm very glad they're here. I just, after last night, I'm like, they're gone. They're never coming back to me. And I fucked it up. And they're here. I just, they give you, the mods give me too much. They give us too much and they don't need to. And Em, if you ever feel like you don't do it. You don't have to do it. I'll never be mad at you. I love you. Thank you, Nick Rocco, for being here too. He says, "What's up, Mike and everyone?" Thank you, Nick. Thank you everything you're doing, Nick Rocco. The millions of dollars you raised, Nick, and the amount of bullshit that you put up from this community to just help Karen Reed and to be that one person that could be the person. You know what I'm talking about. I just and I know that Nick and I haven't always gotten along. Nick and I sometimes, and I'm not going to say I co-sign every Nick thing he's done. I know sometimes people have issues with Nick. I love Nick Rocco. I do. He's a stand-up dude. He's strong. He took a lot of shit. He took a lot of shit too. He's another one. Like, sometimes if you just want to end the drama, you let him talk shit about you and you don't even correct the record. Think about that. Nick Rocco's done that because he cares more about just moving on, just doing the work. Big love for Nick Rocco. All right, I'm out of here. I want to thank everybody. Have a great night, everyone. I'll see you soon when I see you. Maybe Nurse Kim today. We'll see. Have a great night. I gotta go. Bye.